Hello everyone, this is Anson from AnsonAlex.com and welcome to my 2014 video series on using LinkedIn. This has been a highly requested video series, so I'm really excited to bring it to you. It's going to be at least 8 to 10 videos on using LinkedIn here in 2014. This one, the first one, is just going to serve as an overview and introduction to LinkedIn, talking about its main benefits, what its purpose is, and how you can use it. Video 2 is going to talk about creating your LinkedIn profile. And then in video 3, we're going to get into the LinkedIn user interface, and subsequent videos are going to talk about some of the more advanced features in LinkedIn, like looking for companies, applying for jobs, joining groups, all of that fun stuff. So, what is LinkedIn? Well, as you can see from the homepage here, they don't give you a very detailed description of what LinkedIn is here on the homepage. It says connect, share ideas, and discover opportunities. LinkedIn is a social network, similar to Facebook and Twitter and Google Plus and all those social networks, but it has something that the other ones don't. It has a core focus on business. So actually, to better explain things, I'm actually going to move over here to my LinkedIn profile. Here I am on LinkedIn.com, and if I click on my profile, again, we're going to go over all of this user interface later on in the video series. You can see here is my profile on LinkedIn. And what I've done, and what most people do on LinkedIn, is they optimize their profile to look almost like a resume, because the main purpose of it is for organizations, companies, coworkers, possible clients to be able to look you up on LinkedIn and see what your specialties are, see what you do and where your main strengths are. So you can see here's my profile. I've got a headline up here saying, what my main strengths are. I'm a tech blogger, I'm an IT trainer, an IT administrator. It says my current job. It says my previous job. So as we move down my profile here, you're going to see that it looks very much like a resume or a CV. It's got my education here. And as we move down, here's a summary of maybe what I'm looking for, what I'm currently doing. That's kind of an area for you to just put your headline out there for what you want to tell other people who might be viewing your profile. But as we go down, you can see that my profile starts to look more like a resume. I've got my current job as a family room specialist at Apple and a president and editor at AnsonAlex.com, as most of you probably know watching this video. And then it goes down. I've got my previous jobs, IT administrator. I've been an independent contractor for a number of video series for DocStock.com. I worked at University of Tampa. So, and for each of these sections, I have the specifics of what I did in that role. In fact, even this DocStock role, I wasn't a full-time employee for DocStock. I was an independent contractor. I've done video series for them. And I've done a few more that I need to add to my LinkedIn profile. But you'll notice when you click on this Getting Started with Gmail, it actually links to the DocStock website so you can start watching my video series on Gmail. So that's something that a real resume, a paper resume, does not do. You can't link to your actual work. You can maybe put a web address on there and then they have to enter it. But right here on LinkedIn, they can click right to your projects and what you've done. When we go up here to AnsonAlex.com, you'll notice that I can click on this AnsonAlex.com and it would take me to my website. So that's really, really powerful. The other thing to think about is that in LinkedIn, we can actually apply for jobs, and companies are posting jobs within LinkedIn. So when you apply for a job within LinkedIn, you don't have to add a resume. You don't have to attach a resume. You just apply for the job, and then they look at your LinkedIn profile because that serves as your resume. And as you can see, it's pretty powerful. It's got all the information we need here. As we scroll further down, it has some certifications that I have. So that's just a mobile technician certification for Apple. Some publications I've done, obviously AnsonAlex.com, and then people can endorse you for skills and expertise on LinkedIn. So people that you've worked with can say, oh, I know Anson Alexander is really good at SEO. I'm going to endorse him for that. So you can see that is my top endorsed skill here on LinkedIn, WordPress, blogging, social media marketing, Google Analytics. All of these things are things that I use and that I do and that I am an expert in. So it's pretty accurate when you look at somebody's profile and you can see all the endorsements. It gives you a good picture of where their skills are, and this is other people talking. Now, if we scroll even further down, we've got languages, section for languages, education. So just like on a resume, it says where you went to school. And then as we go down, this part is something that I really love. LinkedIn has this feature called recommendations where you can actually recommend people that you've worked with and write a little bit about what your experience was while you were working with them. So you can see I have a number of recommendations here from companies that I've worked with. This was from DocStock, from Faircount. I have 2 recommendations when I worked at the University of Tampa, and I in turn have recommended people here on LinkedIn as well. So it's kind of like you pat my back, I pat your back type of thing. But generally speaking, if somebody's going to take the time to write a recommendation for you, or you're going to take the time to write a recommendation for somebody else, it is with the right intentions and truthful. You're not going to just write a recommendation for somebody just for the heck of it. You're going to do it if you really think that that person provides value to the organization that they're working for. As we scroll down here, you can see that there is a section for connections. So on LinkedIn, you are going to connect with people just like you would on Facebook. Now, I tend to only connect with people that I know and have worked with in real life here on LinkedIn. Other social networks like Twitter, I'll follow you if you're tweeting cool stuff. On LinkedIn, I like to keep this as a network of people that I've really worked with. So I can kind of, as I get older and as I work with more people, I can have these people in one place where I can reach out to them when I think certain projects come up that may be a good fit for them. That's your choice. You can add random people on LinkedIn and they will try and add you back, and sometimes that might be a good thing. Maybe you get a connection request from a recruiter for a company. Well, if you're looking for a job, you might be prudent to accept that request so they can view a little bit more of your profile, get to know you a little better, and maybe offer you a job. And then down here, you'll notice that you can also add groups. You can join groups here on LinkedIn, and groups tend to serve as almost forums, threaded discussions related to a specific topic. So, this finance group is obviously going to be related to finance. We're going to get into groups later on in this video series even further. Then, of course, you can follow people, so you can follow your people that you look up to or CEOs of companies that you are interested in. And I'll show you here in a second, when you follow somebody, this is my profile page, but on the LinkedIn homepage, you have a news feed that's very similar to the Facebook news feed. So as you scroll down here, you'll see updates from my connections. So some of my connections have updated their profiles. There are some sponsored posts in here, so they're obviously Accenture paid for this. LinkedIn's got to make money somehow. There's also a premium version of LinkedIn as well, which we can talk about later on in this video series. But if somebody gets a new job, it's going to be posted here. People can post things on LinkedIn like they can on Facebook. So it could just be a random post. You can see this person that I follow just posted a picture, an image here. Now, you don't tend to see as much of that here on LinkedIn as you do on Facebook because, again, this is a professional social network. This is for finding jobs and making business connections. You can see up here, when you search, you're searching for people, jobs, or companies. That's what LinkedIn is all about. It's people, jobs, and companies. Obviously, the glue is the people, and that is the main part of LinkedIn, but it is a business social network. This video series is going to cover all aspects of LinkedIn. As you can see by looking at the interface here, there's quite a bit to it, so that's why this is going to be an 8 or 10 video series. The next one in the series is going to be creating a profile, so that's obviously the first thing you want to do. It's really important. Then we're going to go over all the bells and whistles of this interface. So I hope this video series helps. This introduction hopefully gave you a better idea of whether LinkedIn is something that you want to join or not. In reality, if you're somebody looking for a job right now, you need to be on LinkedIn. Not necessarily because that's where you're going to find your job, but if you apply for a job and that company's interested in you, they're going to do some research on you. They're going to search for you online. And to be honest, in this day and age, it is a big red flag if you don't have a LinkedIn profile. If a company searches for you and they can't find you on LinkedIn, that speaks questions about, well, are they up with technology? Are they motivated enough to work for this company? They're not motivated enough to create a LinkedIn profile. And I'm not getting on you. I'm not trying to down talk those of you who haven't got on LinkedIn yet. I'm really just trying to let you know how important it is that you do get on LinkedIn, because this is something that companies look at and it tells a lot about you, and you are in control of this. So just like all your other social networks, you are in control of what you look like on LinkedIn. So if you just have a profile created with no data, you have no jobs on your profile, you don't even have a picture, that's not going to look that great. But if you have a fully fledged LinkedIn profile similar to mine, when a company looks at that, they're going to say, wow, not only can I see what all of this person's skills are, but I can see that they are pretty motivated and dedicated. They were motivated enough to create this whole LinkedIn profile because it's important to them. So it really speaks a lot about you. If you're applying for jobs, you need to have LinkedIn. So I hope this video series helps. I hope this introduction helped. If it did, I would appreciate a thumbs up here on YouTube. Stay tuned for the next videos in this series. They're all going to be coming up within the next couple of weeks. I'm producing a few more today even. So I'm going to link those videos when they are published in the description of this video here on YouTube. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel to get notified when I've published videos. So I'll see you in the next one, everybody. This is Anson from AnsonAlex.com.